Okay. Hello everyone. This is the first ever Dead by Daylight tier list to actually have gameplay in between in between the sections where I'm actually ranking. So here we are. This is Dead by Daylight, the tier list. I just felt like, since now that my good friend Aiden has the game, I just wanted to rank all the killers. Even though I don't actually have a few of them. The few of them that I don't have, I will say right here, right now, I do not own the Hag. I do not own the Doctor. I do not own the Artist, the Sinobyte, the Nemesis, the Blight, and the Demogorgon, and the Clown, and the Legion. That's it. I have everyone else but those ones. But this isn't a ranking exactly what you guys would think the ranking would be. This is actually a ranking on something completely different. This ranking is actually for not how I feel, how powerful they are, how sort of, I would say S tier would be they're really broken to play as, not necessarily fun. This isn't a fun tier list. And I have played against all of these killers. Every single one of them. And I'm gonna rank them sort of on difficulty on how easy/hard it is to beat that killer. Obviously, this is completely my opinion, so, you know, I hope you guys don't get mad at me. And this is also just because I was supposed to post a Dead by Daylight video, but I lost all that footage, so I felt like, hey, I'll post a Dead by Daylight video. So first off, we're going to start off with ranking the Trapper. Trapper is quite easy, and I'm gonna add, I'm gonna add a tier here. You guys don't need to see this. Add a row below, and we're gonna make it purple. No. Did we add a row below? Yeah. We're gonna make this tier purple, and we're gonna call it F. I have played against every single killer, and Trapper, in how easy or hard it is to beat, he is usually around the low D. I'm sorry, Trapper, it's just, once you know it's Trapper, you can sort of look on the floor for traps. Not to say he's necessarily that bad, considering what he is the worst killer just because he's the oldest. But, that being said, I don't necessarily think he's the absolute worst character, and that the killer can't win unless they literally camp and your teammates decide to come help you even though the killer is camping. Please, just sacrifice me. Okay, up next is the Wraith, and I would put him in low A. Might be controversial here, I don't actually know people's opinions on this stuff, but personally, I never really thought that Wraith was good until Arya started playing the Wraith. Wraith is unbelievably good, even though I've won exactly one match against the Wraith while I was facing Arya, and almost won another match while I was facing Rowan. The Wraith, and won a match while I was facing Rowan. The Wraith is incredibly great, but I don't think he's S tier. S tier is for the special few. That is really hard to beat. But again, these killers sometimes can be hard to beat, but sometimes can be easy to beat, which is where a couple of these characters are going to be ranked. Okay, Billy is next, and I would put him right in the dead center of B. He is perfectly balanced, as all things should be. He's not overpowered, he's nothing, he's just Billy, you know, he's nothing special. He's middle B, I would say, no high, no low. Yeah, I think he's there. Okay, so now up with my controversial opinion. Nurse. I personally have not fought a good nurse yet. People are telling me of the legend of the powerful nurse. Well, you know, I'd like to see that powerful nurse. I would like to see that powerful nurse. I haven't seen it yet. I've not seen that powerful nurse. She goes above Wraith in A tier. Okay, now another controversial opinion, but Myers, bottom S. Okay, I am going through, for the most part, experience in custom games for Myers. Online, I fought an amazing Myers. You would have seen the match if, of course, my recording didn't corrupt, but he just kept on slugging us, and he let us go because he saw how bad we were in comparison to him. He killed us all within, like, 5 minutes. Not even, like, 2 minutes. He knocked us all down and put us all on one hook. It was crazy. But yeah, Myers bottom S. He's definitely really powerful. He really shines in a lot of spots, which is why it's quite sad that he's so high. His iridescent add-ons are just so unfair in comparison to everyone else. If you guys don't know, his iridescent add-ons make it so if someone reaches if you reach tier 3, you can instant kill anyone who's close enough to you. And instant kill as in you mori them immediately. They don't need to be hooked a single time. Making Myers unbelievably good for custom, maybe not for online, but if you have a bunch of those iridescent add-ons, he's broken as frick. Now for the next one, Huntress. B tier. I wouldn't say she's amazing, but I wouldn't say she's bad either. I only played Huntress once, and I've never played Billy in my entire life. But I have fought Billy, and I have played as Huntress once and fought Huntress a lot. It is the killer that Armon used to use while Nurse was, you know, nowhere to be found. And of course, Huntress was definitely something. It was Nurse. Huntress, sorry. It was Huntress. She didn't feel overpowered. She felt perfectly balanced, as all things should be. I'll keep on saying this, by the way. Now, Bubba. I've only fought Bubba once in in custom games, and 3 times in online, and 2 of those times the Bubba player pieced out before we even got to escape. So, Bubba. He seems like just Billy. I didn't really see that big of a difference. Yes, I lost against Pio, but I had Armon on my team, and everyone else died 5 seconds in. I sort of sabotaged Rowan, the only person who could have helped me. But yeah, it wasn't really that hard. Now it's time for our next low tier. I'm sorry, Mr. Cougar, but you're going down here with the Trapper in D tier. You're quite simple to beat, honestly. The fact that you teleport is quite special, but the one time I did play against Pio, was my first time actually playing against a Nightmare player. And I didn't know the timer made it so I couldn't escape through the gate. And if I stayed there for around 12 more seconds, I would have been able to escape, apparently. I didn't know. But yeah, he's so easy to beat. Yes, I have won some Freddy Krueger games, but that's by pure luck. And again, this is my opinion, so good luck with that. The Pig. The Pig. So the Pig is honestly C tier. Yes, I sometimes think the Pig is quite irritating, as it makes it so you have to focus on something else to get your trap off. Well. Doesn't that suck? Do you know what else sucks? The fact that she exists. She isn't even that good. Her stealth attack is not that stealthy. You can see her from a mile away. And the reverse bear traps, while they were freaky at first, they actually died down for amount of thrill it gave me. I didn't really feel obligated to do it until like a minute after I got the trap on my head. With video and Filmora, you know. Okay, either way, time for our next high tier. I've heard this from anyone who has played my Spirit. Stop playing Spirit right now, you piece of crap. Yes, nobody likes my Spirit. Apparently, Spirit is too overpowered. Honestly, I haven't actually found a Spirit online to say that, but in my friend's experiences, apparently, or specifically Arya, Spirit is so freaking broken. I don't know how she has loud footsteps, but apparently Spirit's really good. I can't deny her power's great. Other people also say that Spirit's broken, so I'm gonna put her top of S just to be safe. I haven't really fought one yet. Now, time for the next low one. Time to put you, the Plague, in C tier. I'm gonna put you below the Pig. Honestly, I just think that the Plague wasn't really that good. It was nothing special. The throw-up mechanic was cool, but all my friends already play with no mither, so it was sort of useless to me. And the other Plague player I fought, well, I won that match, and actually, that's one of the few matches that I actually have footage of that you guys can watch right now. And I'm sure that footage is also playing during the cuts while I'm not actually ranking a survivor, or killer, or whatever you call it. Either way, here we are with, the next ranked one. You, Ghostface. B tier. I wouldn't say Ghostface was anything broken. He was actually relatively balanced. He doesn't really do much. He crouches, he can do stealth, and he's for the most part just M1. Which, I mean, isn't bad. Myers is basically the exact same thing as him. But his main problem is that he's not as strong as him. Myers can instant kill people with iridescence. Ghostface cannot. But Ghostface, that's not to say Ghostface is a bad character. He's just easier to beat than, per se, Myers and Spirit, and Nurse and Wraith, when you fight good players. And of course, we're moving on to the next character, the Oni. Personally, I've had a bad experience with the Oni. Ever since I've got him, I haven't won a single match as the Oni. Actually, yes, I did win a single match. I still haven't won a match, though, other than my first ever match. But I've heard otherwise, and I've seen otherwise. I'm going to put him low A. I don't think he's broken. I think he's basically Billy. He's Billy with tracking abilities. His club is really strong, and that's all I can really say about him. I have only really fought one Oni, and I've only really been Oni 4 times because I suck as Oni. Of course, my friends do own Oni, but they don't use Oni, which is making me think, am I the fool for using Oni? Trying to learn Oni? Dang. Either way, time to put the next A tier up here. Deathslinger. Oh boy. Now, Deathslinger goes right here with Oni, which is, as a matter of fact, the 2 I bought at that point. I bought those 2 together, but Deathslinger can be really easy to beat. If the player playing Deathslinger is playing Deathslinger for his first time, as the gun can sometimes be hard to aim. You have to get precise shots and cool shots. And after my experience with Deathslinger, I don't think my friends have won against Deathslinger in a while. They only won that one time, which was my first time playing. Apparently, I've gotten a lot better with Deathslinger, so much that I'm probably going to get a cosmetic for him. He's actually a pretty solid killer. He has a gun. No other killer has a gun. And let's be honest, the laugh is pretty great. But yeah, that being said, I think he's solid, but I think since he's slow and some more unexperienced players like Nurse will find this character harder to play as, he might not be at the top of where he should be. The Executioner. Now, I've only fought one Executioner, and I've played the Executioner a couple of times now. The Executioner is the next A tier. Honestly, I'll put him above all of them. Executioner is really great. He has a long-range move, like Deathslinger, but it's forms in trails, and you can set traps with these trails to make it so if the survivor tries to loop you, per se, they can walk on a spike, and then you will be able to follow trails of spikes following behind them, and once you damage them enough, you can then send them into a cage. The cage doesn't do as much as I would like it, but it's still pretty good. Next up, we have the twins. Yeah, I know. I know what you guys might be saying here. What? You really liked the twins. You own them, and they're sort of broken. I have not lost a single game as the twins. Ugh. Crazy, I know. But I also don't play the twins often. I find them... That's why I'm actually changing my placement to here. Yep, I'm sorry. 3 of these top-tier killers I own. I feel bad now. For all my friends, of course. But, of course, here I am with the, in my opinion, strongest 3 killers here. But that's yet to be ranked. There's still a couple more. And, honestly, quite odd. Twins is amazing. Again, I haven't lost a match as the twins. It's really hard to. Same with Spirit. But, it's really hard to lose matches as those 3. Which is why I put her here. Just her ability to have a fast guy go around. I get kicked a couple of times as Victor, but the second he comes back, I just send him back out and try again. Trial and error to the best, and that's why he's here. Moving on to the Trickster, below Huntress. Honestly, no. D tier. Trickster. What can I say about you? You're just... I thought you were faster Huntress. No, you're not. You're lame Huntress. I have not lost a single match as the Trickster, and one of those matches, I didn't even have any perks offerings or add-ons equipped, and everyone else did. I didn't lose. I haven't lost as the Trickster. He's really powerful. But that's the thing. He's also really bad. I think it's just the fact that they get horrible maps, like RPD when I play as Trickster, or Crow's Eye. Those were the 2 maps that I played as Trickster on, and they lost by a lot in those ones. Honestly, that's all I can really say about the Trickster, though. He wasn't really special. And that's moving on to my next killer. Might be controversial here. Some people think Sedoko, or the Onryo, is really good. I think she's really low. Boo! Get off the stage. Sadako is really good. Not really. I've lost a lot to Sadako online, but why is that? Oh yeah. It's because my survivors lead the killer straight to me, or you just get camped on the hook. Sadako seems like a character you really need to camp to win, which is why I don't really like her. Moving on to the final few, guys. Okay, so first we have the artist. Yeah. A tier is filled with characters. Artist, I haven't really seen PO use the artist that much. But when I have, PO doesn't really use the crows. But I've seen gameplay, and I've fought another artist, and they destroyed. Artist is great. Artist is really good. But I don't think she's Myers, Twins, or Spirit tier where you physically can't win against them. As I'm pretty sure you can win against the artist, which is why I'm putting the artist here in between these 2. Okay, the Nemesis. The Nemesis goes up here. Yeah, A tier is pretty full. The Nemesis has very little counterplay, which is what a lot of people agree with, apparently. Apparently, the Nemesis, really, you just have to move forward and don't jump pallets. The Nemesis is slow, but the ability to break pallets within one tiny cooldown swipe is pretty broken, in my opinion. But other than that, the Nemesis isn't very special. Probably the greatest part about the Nemesis is that once you you hit someone with that tentacle once, they can potentially just run into a zombie on accident and immediately die. It sucks to get hit by that. Okay. Now, I don't own the Blight, nor did I own the Artist or the Nemesis. But the Blight, I don't think we've actually won a match as the Blight, which quite sucks for us, of course. The Blight is incredibly good. Derek might not be the best at it. Not yet, at least. He's still pretty good, because we haven't won against him yet. But, you know, sometimes he pulls off some mistakes. My first Dead by Daylight video. Either way, yeah, no. The Blight is relatively really good. And I would probably put him above the twins. Yeah, I know the Nurse, Spirit, and Blight are usually the top 3 on most people's things, but I think the Nurse can sometimes be irritating to learn, and the Nurses I have fought haven't been incredibly good. The Blights I've fought have been incredibly good. Apparently, the Spirit's really good. The twin I fought wasn't really good, but the twins I've been has been apparently really good. Same thing with the Spirit. The Myers I've fought have been really good. And now we're moving on back to the lowest tier. F tier, Clown. Hey Clown, I'm sorry I have to put you this low. You really suck. No, you're really the worst. People think it's the Trapper. No, it's the Clown. The Clown is so slow. One bottle makes you cough. Okay, reveals your location. But if he's throwing that at you, he probably already knows your location. He's not gonna waste some bottles on nothing. Yellow bottle gives everyone who goes inside of it a speed boost, but the survivors also get a little distortion on their screen. Wow, wouldn't it suck that the slowest killer gives the survivor and himself a speed boost so that the survivor can just run away for longer while the killer is, like, trying to catch up? Ugh, dang, this killer sucks. And you'd be right, he does. The only time I've ever seen Clown beat me was if they camped and my teammates were screaming for my help, so I helped them. Then I got camped, and then he got camped, and then everyone got camped, and only one person escaped. Yeah, Clown players play like this. Now, moving on to Demogorgon. I have fought Demogorgon exactly once, and I'm not gonna lie here. The Demogorgon player sort of sucked. He didn't really do much other than do the lunge attack, like the special lunge that Demogorgon has. He didn't use the portals a single time. It's crazy. This Demogorgon player sucked. And he's the only Demogorgon player I have found. But from what I've heard, he's still relatively balanced, so I'm gonna keep him on B tier. Now, next up, we have the Legion. How easy are they to beat? Well, C tier. Honestly, he's probably the best in the C tier list, though. He's honestly not that hard to beat. He's just a runny, stabby boy. Of course, Arya is relatively good with all the killers. She usually plays M1, though, so it doesn't really matter what killer she's playing, and this ranking won't matter to her at all. But in the case of Rowan and online players, I've only really seen Legion wins, like, not that. I actually have not seen a Legion win yet. I have yet to see a Legion win. It's quite sad. Next up, the Sinobyte. I've played against the Sinobyte exactly twice. And, wow, wouldn't you know? C tier. Again, the Sinobyte can be considered okay. He's not really that great, though. His chains can be irritating, but what do they really do to benefit you in any other cases other than while you're chasing a survivor? Honestly, not that big of anything. Now here we are with the final two. The Hag goes up here. The Hag is basically better Trapper. If someone walks over those traps, which they are the wonkiest things in the entire universe, I once crouched over them and it counted as me stepping on it. Even though it says that if you crouch over it, it doesn't count as you stepping on it. But yeah, that was really bullcrap. I don't like you, Hag. Just for that. Now the Doctor is in the exact same place. but I think he's slightly lower. The Doctor is so great. His electrical charges just make everyone scream, giving you locations. The fake clones appear on your screen, as well as the red terror radius. It just really helps you, which is basically my killer ranking. Yeah, this really concludes it. There's only 4 really terrible killers. Honestly, though, if you ask me, you should play your own style. You don't have to listen to mine. My style is much different. I don't like slugging, I don't like camping, I don't like those things. I like having fun. Which, if that means playing broken characters to have fun, well, that's relatively sad for you and me, because I play these 3. Not very often anymore, but I used to play these 3, thinking, oh yeah, they're really fun. Now I only place my killers, at most I play my killers in the A tier. But of course, I digress. Here we are, with the entire tier list. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Sorry for nothing special today, or yesterday. And sorry for the long video yesterday. Bye.